My name is Jan Koprivec and I'm an R&D Manager in MI Spekter. I have graduated in the University of Ljubljana and have a master's degree. Here in our company I have the responsibility to take over the development department with 10 engineers. So we are a small company who is therefore also flexible to adapt into the various challenges and situations which we have. In the past, we were developing the products mainly for other well-known brands in this industry, but in year 2022, we decided to go our own way with our own product portfolio, and currently we already have, to this date, 8 products in our portfolio. Where we are different from other companies, we are really focused in the quality, meaning that the past experience of 20 years gave us enough experience to put to the market really the most quality instruments existing. So I started at MI Spekter 11 years ago during my study in university. First I started in the production, producing the instruments. Later I went to adjustment department and then also the calibration. But during my master's degree I started working in R&D department, firstly as a PCB designer and then later doing also hardware engineering before the PCB designing, and of course also the firmware engineering for the on the microcontrollers. Then later I was presented with even more challenges, leading the projects and developing mostly the projects for hardware and firmware on my own. I also gathered a lot of experience from market-leading companies, and this gave me enough experience that I was presented with the challenge in 2022, which I accepted with gratitude, to lead the engineering team of 4 engineers back then, and I brought that department to this date to 10 engineers. I teach myself how to learn on mistakes I did, so I didn't repeat them, and I use different techniques, how to manage the development department, and of course hard work is also very important during that process. So when it comes to the development, the quality and safety insurance needs to be maintained through the whole process of the development of new product. It is the most important is to have well definitions for that purpose, what you want to have for quality and safety already in the beginning when you are defining the specifications, and this allows you then to already make some consultations with external laboratories, people who are in charge of standards and things like that, and well definitions will have good foundations for successful and quality product in the end. So every development always starts with some kind of the idea. First step is always the research, and the research gives you also the good foundations for the end product. During the research, you want to make foundations for the product. You can also imagine it as the house foundations. If you make good foundations for the house, you will not have later problems when you are building it. And similar is with the product development. So in the first step, we always want to focus into some unknowns, some ideas. We want to gather some ideas. We want to do good market research for the product we do. We want to gather all the information which is required. We want to customer consultations, end user consultations, and define the specifications for the end product. Those are your foundations. And then we use normally the top-down approach, meaning that we know what we need to build, we have the specifications, and then we separate the specification of the device into the several steps. During our development process, we are always wanting to have new ideas for the products incorporated into the product, and therefore we are always in contact with distributors as well as end customers to gather the ideas. So end customers give us a more narrow picture, while the distributor gives us a wider picture. So it's very important to have constant contact with them. So it's very important to ask the right questions when we are gathering some information, because normally the answer can already be biased on the questions we are asking. So we are not asking normally direct questions, but rather we ask for the experience to tell us how it was the last time they did some testing or something, and this give us then a better picture how it went. So currently on test and measurement, the most actual trends are of course electrical vehicles as well as the solar. Currently we are more focused on electrical vehicles. When it comes to technology advancements, we are always making sure that we use the latest technology in our products. Currently we are developing the new cloud solution which will support all of the devices which we are producing in one application, and it will be cloud available. If you will work with MI Spekter, you will be able to shape the future together with us. We are always listening to all of the customers, all of our distributors, and listening to their advices, and you will have really a possibility to influence the products, make the products the ones in the way that you want to have them. As we started in 2023 with new products, we are always looking for expanding our portfolio. One thing I can promise is that we will never work on only one project in the development department. All of the rest is maybe confidential, but this is definitely what I can say. So in our interest is really to have a lot of products, not just the quantity, but also the quality behind them, and for each of the products we are developing, we really want to do something innovative, not just copy something which we have, which already exists, but do something more which our competitors don't have. And I can promise you that you will get this with our products. I would give one advice if I could give only one advice to young people, I would say that they need to teach themselves how to learn on the mistake. Because I think the most difficult things, or the most difficult thing in this process is first to admit which mistakes you did. You have to admit it, of course, and when you do this, I think half of the work is already done. The other half is figuring out how not to do the same mistake in the next step.